Hey everybody!
Hey guys!
This is MaJeliv. We're the Vasquez family. I'm Matthew.
I'm Jenny.
I'm Jemmy.
I'm Jose.
And I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi. No, I'm Joshua Vasquez. Yeah, I'm Joshua, yeah. That's me.
Yes.
I almost said my last name.
Yeah,
Dude,
like-
keep going.
But yes, anyway, guys, we are here today to watch the Star Wars show Ahsoka that just came out, I guess 2 days ago for us. We're kind of late. But we're happy to finally be sitting down. It was a 2-episode premiere. Excited is an understatement. How are you feeling, Jemmy?
I am very, very excited. I'm very intrigued to see what they're going to do with the story and to see Sabine and Ahsoka more in live action because we've already seen Ahsoka a little bit in Mando and Boba Fett. Was she in Boba Fett?
Yes, she was.
that
that
world.
Mando episode. Yeah.
Yes, right. So I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might freak out during the episode, but the fact that this is even a reality it just feels like a dream come true.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching Clone Wars and being like, man, this would be so cool if they did something like this live action, and here we are today. So,
They've
yay!
been talking
Yes.
about this one for a long time.
Very long
We have,
time.
yeah.
So-
The trailer was sensational, and there's a lot of buzz about it. The show is going to be picking up right after Star Wars Rebels. Not right after, but like after, in terms of events and the timeline. After Star Wars Rebels, and after, I believe, from my understanding, after the events in which we see Ahsoka and Mandalorian and Book of
Yeah.
Boba Fett. So,
Because she did the weird squid.
right. From what I understand, this show was created in a way so that if you haven't seen Star Wars Rebels, you will still be able to slowly understand what's going on. And we're happy that you guys are here with us. So thank you for joining us.
Yes,
we're
thank you.
super excited to jump into this show with all of you to share our thoughts and our reactions. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, you guys are watching an edited version of this reaction. If you want to have access to a full uncut watch along to this episode and to any future episodes of Ahsoka, you guys can check out our Patreon down below in the link in the description or this card up above, or by clicking that join icon next to the subscribe button. And while you're down there, it'd mean a lot if you guys can leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any new MaJeliv Star Wars content. Now, we've spoken enough.
Oh, yeah?
Let's jump in to Star Wars Ahsoka.
Part 1.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa. Evil galactic empire has fallen, and a new republic has risen to take its place. Already at
Can I
work
do the
to
Clone Wars
undermine
voice?
the project.
A plot is underway to find the lost Imperial Grand Admiral Thrawn. Bring him out of exile. Bring him out of exile. Once presumed dead, rumors are spreading of Thrawn's return, which would galvanize the Imperial remnants and start another war.
Jemmy, bounce to you.
What? Former Jedi Knight Ahsoka Tano captured one of Thrawn's allies and learned of a secret map which is vital to the enemy's plan.
Dad!
Ahsoka now searches for the map as her prisoner. Morgan Elsbeth is transported to the New Republic for trial.
Is it more gone?
That's what I said, Morgan.
Dot.
Okay, so
Morgan.
this is very interesting.
I love that, Mom. That was very
love
good.
the dot,
That was
dot,
nice part.
Ahsoka Tano. Oh, shh.
Oh my gosh, I'm loving this already.
Oh, ship.
Oh, look, it's a new Republic ship.
It's a ship.
Look at this.
Sorry, Mom.
Just like
The
that right
opening of the original.
But it's like,
But similar. Similar, not just like.
that's the original.
I like the music.
I like that chair.
Whoa.
Look at that.
Entering sector G38,
That's-
Captain.
It's the setup.
A ship has entered this sector.
Ooh.
That's not good.
Ship approaching.
They're Jedi.
Oh.
I'm calling their bluff. Signal them to come aboard.
Oh boy.
I want to meet these Jedi.
I don't know if you do.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Did you not see the trailer, man?
You clearly
Yeah.
didn't see the trailer.
Nice.
Guy's in for a rude awakening.
I felt a little Star Trek for me. That was kind of interesting. I'm not even that big of a
The stillness.
knowledgeable person.
Not a
in this
Trekkie.
The
stuff,
stillness
but
was.
I'm not a Trekkie, but that felt Star Trekky.
Sounds different
Reminds me
than
way
Ludwig,
too
honestly.
much of Emperor Palpatine.
Yes. Oh yeah, this is not good.
Yeah. This ain't good.
These are
Man,
prequels,
rest in peace, man. This actor.
Rest in peace, Ray Stevenson.
Allowing us to come on board, Captain Hale. Our existence remains a mystery to most, Captain Hale.
I bet it does. You're no Jedi. Just some overconfident Imperial trash who just pushed their luck too far. Chakris, get RD3 to scan these imposters for identification.
Allow me to show you our identification.
Ooh, piano.
Right Remember one thing, Captain. We are no Jedi.
Oh,
Oh man.
Dang. The silhouette reminds me of the prequels a lot, you know?
Dang.
Jeez, man.
I love the piano.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
His lightsaber's not fully red. It's like an orange.
Orange. Yeah, more orange. Who's the prisoner? That's my question. Is it Mr. Frog? Oh no. It's
Yeah, it's the lady from the trailer.
Balin, you are true to your word.
And well paid for it, Lady Morgan.
Oh, Lady Morgan.
I think he means Morgan. Lady Morgan.
The Jedi who captured me seeks the map. She knows about Thrawn.
Oh, right.
She's
sorry.
from Mando season 2.
Yeah, that just clicked for me.
Remember?
Yeah.
The one she asks, where's Grand Admiral Thrawn?
It's like a planet from Jedi Fallen Order or something, which we've played. Not the second one.
Let's go, man.
So cool.
That silhouette. Oh.
What is she looking for?
It's the map that you were talking about?
Is it a
Yeah.
holocron? No, it's the
Is this some old like Jedi temple?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. She's hearing voices, right? It's not just me.
Yeah, yeah. She's hearing voices.
Ooh, it looks like there's eyeballs inside that rock.
No way.
Little Indiana Jones feel to this.
No way those things are gonna come off the wall.
Okay, next level. It's like your shrines in Zelda, Joe.
Yeah.
Stuff reminds me of Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Going through the temples.
Yeah.
You broke it.
Follow. No.
Okay, there is something in there. It's the golden snitch.
Do we know what that is?
It looks like the golden snitch.
Yeah.
150
The mother of
points
all
for
snitches.
Gryffindor. I think it's a map. I think
You
it-
just said that?
Yeah, yeah.
We just said it at the same time.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
The map. Give it to us.
Time to play.
Yay. Oh.
It seems she learned from her master. Take advantage of the low ground.
Oh.
Initiate self-destruct protocol.
Ooh, that's not good.
Oh.
I said.
Just keep flying and lower the ramp.
Ah.
Oh.
Dang, man.
Dang.
Whoa.
Like self-destruct like the whole planet?
Yeah. I guess so.
I found it.
The map?
Right where Morgan said it would be.
How did you get her to tell the truth?
Let's just say I didn't follow standard Jedi protocol.
Fulcrum, this is Home 1. Do you copy? Over.
Come in, Home 1. This is Fulcrum. Over.
Fulcrum.
Experience.
Whoa.
Cool.
Dang, you destroyed the thing.
That ship is overtaken.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty destroyed.
Oh my gosh, dude. So hype.
Good to see you. And you. Though I wish it were under more pleasant circumstances. I prepared a briefing to get you caught up.
Just like old times.
Unfortunately.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
The day isn't a total loss.
Star map?
Not just any star map.
This one holds the secret Morgan's after. The location of the last missing Imperial Grand Admiral, Thrawn.
If Thrawn survived, does that mean Ezra?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Let's take a look at this map.
We cannot show you the map. The device is locked.
You know who could help you with this?
I'm not sure she'll want to help.
She'll do it. For Ezra.
Wow.
Lothal.
This monument we dedicate here today stands in recognition of Commander Bridger and the rebel leaders who fought so valiantly on our behalf. May their courage and commitment never be forgotten.
Yes.
Commander Sabine Wren.
Yo, look at that artwork. Uh-oh. Missing in action.
Security, I went a full perimeter. Sabine Wren.
Dude, the fact that they have
that is so great.
Wow.
So she's just running?
Yeah.
Star Wars music.
Oh yeah.
Governor Zadi's looking for you. Are you missing the ceremony?
Oh, that was today.
All right, look, Commander, I have my orders. I'm gonna need you to pull over.
Well, here's a new order. Get lost.
Can't do that.
Oh.
Still a rebel.
Mm-hmm.
Still a rebel.
Those are such cool shots. That is so cool.
I forget how she was at the end of the show, though, of Rebels. Like, is she
Well,
still...
She was probably sad about Ezra being gone.
She's living now in Ezra's old spot, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. No.
Is that CGI?
No, that was a prosthetic, man.
That's amazing.
I love that guy already.
Honestly, reminds me of our dog.
Mm-hmm.
Of our dog.
Yes, I know it's a cat, but...
Our dog is basically a cat.
Did you see her helmet?
Mm-hmm.
It's in the bag.
Hey, Sabine. I'm sorry for disappearing on you. As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can. So that's what I did to defeat Thrawn. We've been through a lot. Grew up together in this rebellion. We're not really family, but you're like a sister to me. May the Force be with you.
So it's definitely more a brother and sister relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I forgot. I was like,
Oh, she's got like a
I
breed
remember it
thing
being
going on.
romantic, but, you know, that's okay.
Like she's an apprentice or Padawan or whatever.
What was this place? An ancient temple built by my ancestors. The Night Sisters of Dappin.
Oh.
She's a Night Sister?
Yo.
We know who those are.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, those people were creepy.
Yeah.
Either the Jedi has the map, or it was vaporized.
That dude looks sick.
Huh. His name is Marok, I think.
Her eyes,
Send
man.
this one to the planet Lothal.
It's as if she knows where Ahsoka's gonna go.
Ahsoka Tano's former apprentice is on Lothal. You're looking for Sabine Wren.
Man.
So sad, man. So melancholic that he's in this, you know. Because he'll forever live on in this.
It slipped my mind.
You were missed, Sabine. Everyone was there.
His voice. I love it. It's like a Clone Wars character.
Greetings, Sabine Wren.
Hello, Hu Yang? Still in one piece?
Oh, yes. And still 75% original parts.
That's amazing. Congrats, man.
I think I know how to find Ezra.
Music.
Yeah, that's good. That's the ship?
I think so.
It's nice.
It's a nice ship.
Yeah, that's really nice.
This is a scan Hu Yang took of the temple where we found it.
So, where do you call home these days?
This ship serves me fine.
Don't you ever get tired of moving from one place to another?
I go where I'm needed.
Like a wizard.
You never make things easy.
You never made things easy for me, Master.
There is nothing easy about being a Jedi.
Then I should have made a good one.
Yes.
Can I take this?
Where are you going?
Somewhere I can think more clearly.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Yeah. I'm not sure either.
Why?
Because you're a child.
The map stays here.
Okay.
Like she's gonna listen.
She's gonna leave.
Of course she's not gonna listen.
This one, I do not recognize. But this one, in the last 500 years, I've only known one student who built a saber such as this. Baylan Skoll. He disappeared at the end of the Clone Wars, like so many Jedi.
He would know all of the Jedi, right?
Mm-hmm. If both trained in the Jedi arts, they will be formidable adversaries.
Formidable.
Sabine, you're going to want to hear.
I love how the cup stayed there.
She had to be such a rebel, man.
A little bit of an Anakin shot there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Episode 2, yeah.
Yep.
Maybe that's something that Ahsoka fears, that maybe she's, like, Sabine's full of a lot of, maybe frustration.
Emociones. Too many emociones.
Yeah, too many emotions. She's like, I don't know if we can handle being a Jedi.
Oh, that sound.
Oh, I don't like...
It's like Darth Maul.
Oh, yeah.
That shot, dude.
It's just like it.
The nods to the prequels are just amazing.
Oh.
I love the music.
So those were hers. The robots that fought her.
Oh, it's the cat. I don't know its name.
Or theirs, and she just brought 2.
That's true.
I'm not sure coming here was such a good idea.
Sounds like it didn't go so badly.
She took the map off the ship when I explicitly told her not to.
Maybe she just needed some space to think.
All clearly, according to Lady Wren.
But your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. Before the end of the Clone Wars, I walked away from him. And the Jedi.
That's when you play the theme. And they did that, so
Just like I walked away from Sabine. Sometimes even the right reasons have the wrong consequences.
It's like she's found a way to like learn how to neutralize her emotion.
Yeah.
So that she stays balanced, right?
Yeah. Yo.
Oh.
I think I'm going on a trip.
Seriously?
See, that's what Ahsoka was saying. Even the right choices have the wrong consequences. I know it applies to a lot of other things, but it applies to this too. Because she solved it, but now they have it.
Huh.
We've been looking for this. That's too bad.
Yo.
Sounds.
I wonder how long she trained with Ahsoka, right?
Probably not long. Long enough, because she probably...
Oof.
What?
What the heck?
What?
What? I'm very confused.
Well, I mean, lightsaber stabs aren't the worst thing because it burns this, so it doesn't bleed out.
Cauterizes the wound.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Oh
man.
That's where it ended?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's part 1.
I can see why they did part 2. People would have been pissed.
Yeah.
Directed by Dave Filoni.
Wow, man.
Wow. Yeah, rest in peace, Ray Stevenson. Honestly, I want to start with Mom, because Mom, I know before this you were asking about how this connects or what you should know. So how do you feel about the show as someone that doesn't really remember Rebels? You only remember little fragments. Is it easy to follow? How?
I think as of now, it's being explained as we go. I guess I do remember Rebels and some of the, a lot of the details of Sabine. So I'm not completely, unknowing to those things. I just feel like, for example, why she would be able to open the key and not anyone else. Like, that kind of stuff. I guess I wonder why her.
Well,
I know it's very convenient in the storyline to be like, oh, well, Sabine would be great at that, because how else? I mean, they have to kind of build on the story.
Yeah.
But I guess that part kind of intrigues me. I'm like, I wonder.
I'm also trying to remember too, like during Star Wars Rebels, I know she did a lot of like graffiti, like art. She's definitely into like
an artist, yeah.
Like an artist, so maybe it's because she's familiar with like, art signs and, maybe it's something hidden or like hidden meanings and stuff. Maybe that's why they did it. I'm trying to remember if she probably did use that skill
emphasized
for
that
like
a little bit more.
Solving clues and stuff.
Maybe show her drawings, something like that. And then also, I feel like on the opposite side of things, for somebody that does know Rebels, I feel like, Sabine has been through a lot. She wouldn't still be like a teenager. And there was times where she would like do certain things and it's like, playing the hard rock music and I mean, it's fine, it works for this.
She probably reverted back to what she knew because she tried something, and it definitely seems like Ahsoka hurt her.
Yeah, and I think
she reverted back to what she knows that she's good at.
It made me feel detached at first, the way that she was just kind of like running away from the ceremony, and it seemed like she was a lot younger and a lot less experienced than what she had been through, from what I can remember in Rebels, because it has been a long time, to be fair. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but I feel like I remember her doing a lot more, a lot of crazy stuff that she's been through to like make her not, run away. But like you said, there's a certain, a weight, a gravity that I was able to sense in that scene between Hera and Ahsoka. That I did like that scene where she was talking about master and apprentice and the lightsaber thing. That really grounded it, I think.
Well, I think also too, when you think of everything that they've gone through, and I think with Sabine as well, I think because I feel like Ezra was such a big part of her too, and it's just it just shows how emotionally she's just in this state of emotional, kind of depression or stress, and just like angry. You can just kind of tell how much it affected her. But even with Ahsoka too, I mean, you saw how it affected her when if you've seen the Clone Wars, you've seen why she left the Jedi Order, and it was super heartbreaking why she did, but it made 100% sense. So it's like you go on these emotional journeys with these characters, and sometimes it feels strange going from animated to live action, but I appreciate it. But I definitely did, I do relate to what you said about the beginning of seeing her, but then when you see kind of how she's living now, it's like, oh, it makes sense.
And her helmet, is that made of Beskar? Because she could have grabbed that and helped protect her. But she got stabbed too, so it's fine.
I do feel like, okay, as much as Matthew, as you said, that this was made in a way where people who haven't seen Rebels would understand, I do think it's a great disservice for those, you kind of have to have seen Rebels to truly appreciate the show.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think that if you take this show without Rebels, I don't know how much people would really invest into it.
Appreciate it as much.
I mean, I think the whole idea of like Ezra possibly being alive and like Sabine and Ahsoka knowing about how her relationship with Anakin used to be, Ahsoka and Anakin, and now her trying to be a leader and having her own Padawan trainee?
Mm-hmm, yeah, Padawan.
Padawan. You know, how that affected her. Not being able to fully commit to someone because you feel like you're going to be abandoned or like, you know, there's this history Ahsoka has that we know because we've seen Rebels. We've seen her and Anakin's past. But without that, I don't know if this would have the same, if it would land the same.
Yeah. The reason I still have hope is because a lot of the past that is being emphasized more, from what I understand, is the past between Ahsoka and Sabine between this time after Rebels and stuff, which I think is going to continue to be unfolded. Back to the map about her being the only one. I don't know if that was necessarily what they were saying, or more of like Ahsoka just allowing things to happen and being almost like a conduit and a servant of fate, of the Force. You know, it's one of those things where when Hera talks to her and tells her, you know, there's one person that can help you, Ahsoka knows exactly who that is, and of course it's Sabine. And there's clearly, obviously, stuff in the past that hasn't let go of. So the relationship between Sabine and Ahsoka, I think, is what's going to be the anchor. And, you know, you kind of sense with the way that scene with Hera and Ahsoka went, the history that they've had together.
Yeah, that was
Ezra,
a good indicator.
And so,
I felt that.
And so I think with Sabine, it's more like, she doesn't have to do the map. In fact, Ahsoka probably could have, but I think Ahsoka also knows that she needs to connect with Sabine again, not only because she is still holding it in and she still has to resolve that, it's unresolved, but because she feels it in the Force, that there is something in the same way that Morgan I don't know what the last name is. The witch of Dathomir. Elsbeth. The way that she sensed that they needed to go to Lothal, it was almost like a foresight, you know. It's that kind of thing where I think Ahsoka just at times feels like just a balance, a neutrality to Ahsoka's presence constantly, because she's had to master how to be truly at the center. I just went off to say that I completely understand and I can also partially agree to what you're saying, but I also think that it's only episode 1, so I think there's definitely still hope in things there. But
I'm hopeful for more ironing out of that relationship, more maybe flashbacks of things, you know, connecting the dots. Like you said, Dave Filoni is a genius at writing these stories. He has been very good in the past, so I trust that what we're gonna see is gonna fall to
Now, Dad, I know you mentioned you were commenting about some of the shots and stuff.
I mean, obviously it feels very signature Star Wars. You know, I think part of the genius of Dave Filoni is that he respects the source material, and he brings in these moments where sometimes it feels like Clone Wars, sometimes it feels like the prequels, sometimes it feels like the original 3. So that was great. But if I'm being honest, and it pains me to say this because I have such a deep appreciation for Dave Filoni and all that he's given us over the years. But, excuse me, I don't know if it's editing right now. I mean, my initial reaction, to be honest, is I love what you're saying about Ahsoka, and I can sense that she's in a place where she really has a deeper trust and abandonment into what the Force is doing, what's happening and what needs to happen. I really do love that. And maybe there's more of a nuanced performance in Rosario Dawson that I can't see again, maybe because of this. Not see, like literally see, but feel. I'm not feeling any kind of like conflict really with Ahsoka, and maybe that's by design. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be. With
Kind of feels flat to you.
Yes. I didn't feel like we really started somewhere and ended somewhere different.
And you noticed how she was like, and I mentioned this, that she's like a wizard character. So you could compare it to like a Gandalf in the way that she doesn't live anywhere and that she's traveling from place to place.
Has, you know.
Oh yeah.
So well, that's true.
So that's a roller coaster ride
what he's saying,
of emotions and convictions
right.
and opinions and so maybe if that's by design, I would have
maybe it's a directing choice. It's interesting.
It is. I really do think it is. I would have appreciated maybe some handheld shots for Sabine. I started to see like a sense of if she's this like hidden genius because of her artwork, a little. And there was some dynamics there where the shot stayed on her as Sabine was looking through her stuff, but the camera was just like not doing anything. I don't know. It just
kind
felt
of staying still a lot.
I think flat is a word. Yeah, it just felt kind of the same pace throughout the whole episode.
The thing is, it did remind me of Kurosawa and like the sense of sometimes the shots stay there, and I know that like this is I think.
But to introduce a character,
Filoni's,
to introduce...
I think Dave Filoni, in terms of live action, is probably still learning his style in live action. You know, to jump from animation to
perhaps
live action
that might be
him growing.
That might be it.
But the thing is, Ahsoka...
I generally don't know.
Ahsoka in animated was so deep. Like, her character, I mean, we cried with Ahsoka in the cartoon. Like, you know, she has a lot... It's hard to go from animation to real life and to to really capture that essence truly with live action. So I'm hopeful to see what's gonna come next.
Yeah, especially musically too. Epstein, musically too, it annoyed me how much they used the Ahsoka theme. And it's I know we say the Ahsoka theme because it is her sound when she leaves the Jedi Order, but the song is called Ahsoka Leaves. It's the sad sound that plays when she it's like the sorrow that she feels for Anakin and leaving him. So I feel like if they keep pushing that button, kind of like I'm forgetting what
she still is.
I know, but if we're not seeing that, then
not yet. But
right
again, I think it's episode 1. It's kind of like Mando.
Yeah.
It's kind of like other things we've seen. We have a couple more episodes to kind of digest it.
Yeah.
Well, the stakes are high. Sabine just got stabbed, and also one thing, the temple. Well, I don't know if that's called a temple.
The
planet where she found the map. Is that a temple?
Yeah, they said
it was some sort of temple. I thought it was a Jedi temple, but when we realized it was witches, obviously not a Jedi temple.
Yeah.
But yes,
to me, it distracted me.
Yeah.
It did take me out because you could tell, like around her, there's no 3 dimension. It was very, very flat.
It didn't look like a
witch
temple.
It shows like her exploring and like digging through rocks and really showing us the ruins of a temple.
Yeah, it didn't look like a ruin. It was very bright and looked like a
it could just
be our limited knowledge of what that planet actually looked like when it was in its full glory.
Yeah.
I don't know. That took me out. I know you were talking about cinematography. That scene, it was such an epic starter of this show.
Yeah.
And I would have liked to see, they could have added some more 3-dimensional set pieces to make it look a little more in depth, more ruin looking.
And if you're telling me that's the place of the Night Sisters,
right? That's what I was saying. There's too much light.
Is that the Night Sisters place?
Supposed to be.
It's been thousands of years.
That's true. It's just all of these things are
It's become.
And
it's not what it used to be.
You know, I hate to we're not used to.
I mean, I'm hungry. Maybe it's
butchering things like this.
I'm lacking optimism.
We'll see. I'm hopeful.
We'll have to see the next.
I think it's way too soon.
It's too soon. So
I mean, I completely understand your arguments, and they're valid to the point where yes, we need to keep these things in mind because if they continue to be kind of like a thing that continues, then yeah, there's clearly some flaws. But
thing is, Dave Filoni has the wonderful, beautiful mind that he sees the long game, right? Mm-hmm. So he shoots episode 1 and maybe he has the next 500 of every other show that he has in mind. Mm-hmm. However, I couldn't help but, and maybe this is my fault, but I couldn't help but see certain moments, and in the moment, I was taken out of it because it just felt safe. It felt like there was no risk taking, and when I first saw his stuff, I feel like I want to talk to Dave. When I first saw his stuff, it felt so novel and like new and like I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do this shot and do this show, and it's and that's fine. This felt a little like there's moments, and I'll be specific if I may, with Sabine when we see her having this tension with Ahsoka and she's holding the map, it just felt like the camera was not, she wasn't doing anything to show this tension, to really play out that tension. It was just like spoon fed. It was just, we just had to hear it and understand that there's a history between them. And so then I felt myself like forcing myself to believe that there's tension as opposed to experiencing the tension between them.
Yeah.
I didn't feel there was like that Sabine was, taunting her or took the map just to get underneath Ahsoka's skin to like get back at her.
Yeah.
There was if anyone in this first episode needs to be off kilter, I mean, she loses the map by the end of the episode, for goodness sake. How do you justify her walking out in the middle of the night, unprotected? We don't have anything in Act 1 that justifies her ignorance.
Yeah.
She's just ignorant, and I had a hard time on like empathizing with her inability to just walk out so carelessly, unless it's driven by, you know what, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna beat Ahsoka to the punch, I don't need Ahsoka, I got this.
And maybe it involves us because we saw her run away. She ran away from the ceremony, so maybe that moment made us think, oh, she's just running away again. But maybe show us a moment of her.
What was the motive?
That's what I'm saying. If you show her as like maybe because she was an artist in Rebels, if you show her drawing something, right?
Yeah.
Creating in her zone, listening to music
Not
instead
just,
of
like,
being at
running
the
in a
ceremony.
speeder,
Correct.
listening
Yes.
And when you show her leave, it's like, oh, she's got to get into her zone. She's got to be alone to really crack something, to really solve something. So maybe something like that. I think that the chase, it definitely looked very cool. I think that like drawing that like concept art probably, was a good. But I mean I don't. We are just sharing our thoughts. There's a lot of
cause,
yeah.
And again, not to be harsh on the show, because I do love this whole concept and the story, but I think we're also thinking very technically too of the way it's filmed, and obviously because we've known the other side of it too, so it almost, I don't know, it makes us think about it. But yeah, nonetheless, very intrigued. I definitely can't say it was like a perfect part one.
I feel like we're seeing someone get stabbed by a lightsaber and live, so that we can justify later finding out someone wasn't dead.
And the beginning of the episode, we saw that guy get stabbed by a lightsaber, and he died.
It's also where she got stabbed. I mean, if you want to be
right. And that's what I was saying.
Consider anatomy. She probably got.
I don't know. It was a weird cut too, but it is part one.
I mean, if
it just
Rey,
blacked out.
if Rey can heal somebody, then Ahsoka definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so maybe we're gonna see her.
Correct.
Yeah.
Toil and Trouble.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, again,
I'm
I
here
think
for the ride.
I think
I
your
wanna see
arguments are justifiable and they're valid. I think there's only things that as we go we'll see how they develop, because I also agree. I would like to see a little bit more of like the range and what Rosario Dawson brings to it, and maybe it is a directing choice.
But it's this show, Matthew, because she was so much more fierce in Mandalorian when she's discovering Grogu and she's like, I don't know, she just felt more like a threat. Like she had, I mean, I remember that feeling when she shows up at that fortress or whatever it is.
Like
she
that
was not
feistiness.
playing. Yeah. Like she came out.
Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn? It's like
she was
feel
pissed,
that,
man.
But it's
And mates, I just don't. I don't understand fully.
We haven't seen that yet.
Well, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, which is why you're saying we'll see.
Right.
Yes.
What do you mean we haven't seen that?
We haven't seen that
like,
yet
the
in
show
the show.
needs
Like,
to go.
It needs to develop.
And again,
as we go and as we dive deeper into her relationship with Anakin and with Sabine, and we don't see that escalate, then it's like, okay, what's going on? Like, why is her character being
no, you're right.
inhibited by what's going on?
Yeah,
It's
let it
it's like
it does
Be
feel like she's
patient.
just kind of allowing things to happen. She's being patient.
Well, that is how it felt like with Mando episode 1, where he was just this.
We have to be patient.
He was this aggro Mando who was doing Western standoffs.
Aggro Mando.
He was I mean, again, it was beautifully shot. And it was Western, but
the truth
basically, it's just let's let the story unravel, because I am curious to see where it goes. But
most of the footage we've seen from the trailers, we've already seen like more than half of it.
Yeah.
Which indicates to me that most of this show we literally have no clue what's coming.
Yeah.
So there's
True.
genuinely no way to know. And yeah, again,
maybe that's where the
I definitely
frustration
notice the
comes from.
things you're saying. I definitely notice them. I don't think we can ignore them. But I'm curious. I'm curious to see if there's certain episodes that are more action packed, and then the style will change, and who knows? I mean, who knows? But I definitely know Rosario Dawson has it in her to do that, and I think it's so hard when you have, you know, like I love what is it Mary Elizabeth Winstead's doing with Harris and Dula. I think that really translates well. Same with Sabine. Ashley Eckstein. We're talking about Ashley Eckstein's performance of Ahsoka is like so phenomenal. You know, the heart and the emotion that she would bring to it, and imagine she had to bring that character from being like a teenager to being so. You know, there's like that evolution, and so yeah, there's a lot to carry there. And so if you're not gonna have Ahsoka be there right now, we need to see that justified and how, right?
And that's I do have a little bit more faith in that. I'm finding some peace with this, so I can move on to episode 2. I have a feeling it's just editing. I don't know. It just felt safe. Felt safe.
Let's keep going, and we could pinpoint a little more and see if maybe there's new things revealed that'll get us more hyped
in the episode.
It really does pain me to say that, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm ready for part 2.
Oh, Ahsoka can hear all this.
Sabine.
Yeah, she could hear all that. That's cool.
Where did the path in our galaxy begin? What planet?
They took the map before I could decipher it.
Ooh. This is very Night Sister vibe, you know?
Where the heck are they? Where the heck? Look, it's Star Wars Stonehenge.
Oh, it's like a replica of the ruins.
Contact Morgan. Tell her I believe we have located the reflex point on Cetos.
That's a lot of water.
I like that sound.
What's that sound? That was that thing.
That was cool.
Yeah, what is he looking at?
Interesting.
Oh, it's the cat. I still don't know. Oh, that's other cats. I didn't realize. I should have figured there was more.
They did show her as an artist in the last episode, just not as definitively.
Not as much as they could have, right?
Yeah, not as much as they could have. Looks like a Studio Ghibli character.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, look who it is. That pet is very helpful.
Looks like a bunch of chess bishops.
Yeah, like a...
Just like
bowling pins.
In one bowling pins.
What happens if you get the power levels wrong?
The head will explode?
Explode? Perhaps we should perform this operation somewhere else.
I say go for it.
Because you're a hologram.
I mean, you're in a hospital. Maybe you should move. Right?
The circuit temperature is rising.
Anything?
And she's like testing her. What is this?
I'm pulling the plug.
Oh, wait!
She got it.
Now get some rest. You're gonna need it.
Way to go, Hera.
Mm-hmm.
I like Hera.
Yeah. Where's her kid?
What?
Where's Jason Syndulla? Where's her kid? I want to see the dude.
He's probably out saving the world somewhere.
Show me what
Being
you
a
got.
rebel. Like his father before. Joking, no, his dad was a Jedi. She looks sick. And very evil. Oh.
Uh-huh. I love how they don't even fully know what they're getting into themselves.
So we're going to a galaxy even farther away?
I didn't know that was possible.
The grid.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far, far away.
Whoa.
Well, it's that green fire.
That is our destination, where Grand Admiral Thrawn is banished. Thrawn calls to me. Across time and space. The Eye of Sion is on its way here. Make sure that everything is ready for its flight.
The Eye of Sion.
Eye of Sion.
Go to Corellia. Assist Marok with the final transport.
Yes, Master.
Oh, final transport.
So intriguing, man. That character.
Huh?
His character is so intriguing.
Yeah.
We'd appreciate a look at her former facilities and operations.
Well, I am quite busy at the moment.
I could make this a more formal inspection if you'd like.
That won't be necessary, General. Please, this way.
Yeah, what are you doing? just take them.
Chopper!
Chopper!
Morgan's facilities. You will still find ex-Imperials at every level of the New Republic government.
So much
Don't
room
you
for
worry
error.
about their loyalty?
Andor?
Not at all.
Yeah.
The average worker doesn't care about the nuances of galactic politics.
That's not promising.
Huh. That was not a no. So just so you guys know, Corellia becomes Jakku.
Corellia becomes Jakku? For real?
No, I'm joking.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, all that water just, you know.
At least she unlocked it. Which doesn't do us a lot. I think she could use some structure. So could you.
She's not ready.
You agree, Jeff.
Curious. What makes someone ready?
Yeah, that's my question.
You just know.
Ooh.
So it is now your lightsaber.
For all the good it did me.
Have you kept up with your training?
Obviously not.
Well, perhaps it is time to begin again.
I don't think that's up to me.
Really? Explain.
I can't train if Ahsoka doesn't want to teach me.
That is an excuse. And a poor one. I have known many Padawans over the centuries, and I can safely say your aptitude for the Force would fall short of them all.
I won't waste any more of her time.
The only time you are wasting is your own.
Welcome to the control center. From here we keep track of the entire inventory being created from the dismantled Imperial fleet.
Is that a hyperdrive core?
Yes. Refurbished from an SSD, ready for its new life serving the Republic.
What class of starship are they for?
Let's see.
Huh. That wouldn't be for the
Oh, there it is.
stock in a base.
Classified.
Yeah.
Classified. Well, then I'm authorizing it.
I'm not sure you can.
Want to bet?
C1, can you come over here, please?
What other types of droids do you have in operation here? No HK class?
Assassin droid. I should think not.
I catalog inventory on arriving transports. An HK-class droid recently prevented me from completing this task.
Yes.
When was this?
5 rotations ago.
Where is this droid now?
I believe it is departing on that transport.
I said stop that ship. That's an order.
For the Empire!
Whoa.
Oh my
For
god.
the dude, you're done. For the Empire? Come on.
Bro, the New Republic is a joke right now, man.
Come on, get there. Don't,
Star Killer it.
Yeah, seriously, Star Killer
Oh,
that.
no, she got stopped.
That's why she stopped.
Yeah. If not, she probably would have jumped on it.
Oh.
He looks so
It's
much
a
like
knight.
Star Killer's suit, man.
I like this set. That looks cool. Reminds me of the cartoon.
Make sure to pick up your cape, bro. This is the same kind of stuff we were seeing in Andor, with the Empire is still like.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Let's go.
Nice.
Why does it look like a very thin AT-AT?
Right?
From the back. Its head is like,
It's
what?
the angle.
The real question is, who is this?
Yeah, seriously, this Marok.
It's like, oh.
Yo.
Oh, what?
It's a boomerang.
I know. It's like, turn around.
No.
Who the heck are these guys, man?
So cool to see her flying the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good work, Chop. You got him.
Okay.
I've always loved Chopper's choppy attitude. Time to put the helmet back on.
Do we know if it's made of Beskar?
I don't know if all Mandalorian helmets are made out of
Yes,
Beskar.
I think that's just a Mando thing.
Well, yep, there it goes. Yes.
Remember who you are. Spray paint that thing, man.
She's back.
Oh, deja vu.
Really?
Yeah. That guy too.
Yeah, of course it was.
He said it. Whoever pays him enough.
Oh, wow.
I'm
ready.
Yay. Yay.
That's cool.
Here we go.
I don't know why I remember her. Did she draw this?
Yeah. Sabine did.
Emphasize that.
Maybe next episode.
Wait a minute. This
What
is
happened?
the shot from the very end
of Rebels.
Mhm.
Of Rebels.
Yep.
Oh.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like a time jump from the end of Rebels to then that last
I
shot.
think this is where it starts the continuation.
Nice haircut.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay.
It's a circle.
Man.
Gold. Morgan with the bling.
Ooh.
Balin, what do you see? Her presence in the Force is elusive,
Yet her determination is vivid. To kill her would be a shame.
Sentimental.
Truth.
Huh.
Wow.
Wow.
He's so good.
He's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
The end.
That is a good ending.
Wow. Alrighty.
Aha.
That's
Interesting.
better.
And I'm gonna say something, and it's not because Ray Stevenson has left us and has gone home, but he is the best in this show.
No. His
Yeah,
presence.
he's great.
Yeah.
His presence is.
He is able to showcase.
There's so much
Very
depth to
little-
his character,
yes.
man. And we've never met him. There's
Yes.
clearly a story. He's
Yeah.
written it. He's gone through it. He feels it. There's a melancholy to his eyes.
Yeah.
And that's why he's so fascinating. You know, there's clearly an agenda. I think he's trying to use this switch, Morgan. I think maybe he sees
Well,
he
I,
can get a
I
deal
find
on.
more intrigue in their story.
Correct.
As opposed to Ahsoka and Sabine and the things we know. I think the familiarity is kind of, I don't know. I just lack interest in that as opposed to them. Like, what are they after? Well, what happens when they meet Thrawn? Will
It's also-
Thrawn be nice? Will Thrawn be, will Thrawn have friction with them? Will they make it to Thrawn? Things like that. And there's a lot more. It has me hooked there. To see what happens to
What's
this
more
master and this apprentice who are, the way that she keeps like looking to him. I love that choice of how whenever Morgan was saying something or showing something, you notice that she
she's
looks
looking
to
at
him,
him, yeah.
even though she's not at the center of the screen. She's looking at him for guidance and he
definitely the
yeah,
strongest.
Balin plays a really good, not Jedi. We don't really know fully what he is yet. It's just it's great.
He knows what he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very, very interesting for sure. But I'm definitely most intrigued in that aspect of the story. to see where it goes. And I think it's because there's a level of unfamiliarity and like an unknown with them.
It stands out.
And also, too, I think what you guys might have been saying, Jemmy and Dad, in the last episode on our commentary was, with their stuff, there seems to be more of a truth to the moment and what the character is going through. Whereas, for some weird reason, I don't know why, but with the Ahsoka, Sabine, and even the Hera stuff, sometimes, I don't know, it seems like they're sometimes trying to chase, like, a certain shot or moment instead of the pacing and the stakes, right? Like, if Ahsoka said it's time to go, like, okay, Sabine, let's go. Let's get in the ship, like, right away, move, you know? And but again, that comes to directing, that comes to pacing, that comes to a lot of different things. It's like, you know, let's go, let's leave.
Like,
there's
the part where she...
But now they're behind, you know? It's interesting.
Like, nice
I think
hair.
that's what's so...
Like, the way that she went, like, nice hair, like, don't stop. Like, get in the ship. And maybe say that as you're walking in. Something a little bit more breathable.
Again, I think it's that. I think the reason why we're maybe so more drawn to the Balin character and his apprentice and Morgan is there's pacing. They have a clear drive. They know what they want. You know? And it's interesting because we know what they want too, but clearly they don't want it as urgently as at least that's how it's coming off, right? So that's how do you portray that in the correct way so that we feel that.
Because it's
I think that's what Andor does so well, is it at least honors the character's wants and how bad they want it and how fast they're going to do it, and the show evolves as that goes.
And it might not have all the Star Wars stuff that we, you know, that a lot of us love, but there was the truth of sticking to the characters and to what drives them, and that's why we love Andor so much. And I know there's some of you out there that don't.
Well, honestly, with Andor, they're kind of given an advantage as well because those characters are new and authentic and not written yet.
Yes, it's very hard.
Whereas Ahsoka and Sabine are very powerful presences, I guess. In I don't know how to say that plural. In Clone Wars and in Star Wars Rebels, like they've already made such a strong presence in this whole story galaxy of Star Wars. So I think there's a subconscious pressure too of trying to play this character, and it can be difficult for the actors, of the director trying to capture things, because not only does it have to be, you know, do certain things, it has to please the audience, and it's a lot to juggle. Whereas I feel like because the antagonists are the things that they're kind of branching out of what was already written before, like, because it's its own new thing.
And if you're telling us, remember that line? She's a Mandalorian. Remember that? That I'm not getting that. You know, like the Mandalorian is about the gadgets and about the if those guys came at her, she wouldn't grab the lightsaber. She would grab, you know, her blaster, her gaunt. Like, she's, you know, there's certain things like react to the way that you would react. You know, don't. Especially if you're not your best with the lightsaber, you know, just because you have one doesn't mean, you know, I think she would be smart enough not to use one, but those are just my thoughts and like
the only thing is, I think when she probably saw the potential threat of a lightsaber person also being present, it's kind of hard to have the one with the blaster.
That's the thing, she didn't.
That's true.
She didn't. She realized that when she was down on the ground with her lightsaber trying to pretend like she knew what she was doing, and then this other white-haired girl grabs this red lightsaber.
Still don't know her name.
Yeah, I don't know if they mentioned it and I forgot.
Maybe it's just that too. Maybe it's being implied and it's not being explicitly said that she just turned away from that life because I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of what kind of question mark.
I liked the music more in this episode.
The music was great.
It definitely was nice. there was a lot of ups and downs that the music composer could ride, and I did appreciate that, and there wasn't too much of the Ahsoka theme, and I think because we were getting into the show, they wanted to play on nostalgia and really like grabbing people by their heartstrings by playing the sounds of when we last saw Ahsoka in Clone Wars.
Both of these episodes, I mean, part 1 and 2, I agree with you. They're kind of soaking in the reality of her being live action now. But I think now it's like, okay, it's time to go.
Yeah, let's get into the story.
But now it's also like, okay, it's time to see what this show has in store and what they truly can offer.
Kind of reminds me of like the first movie of Clone Wars that came out that I saw with you in theaters, Dad. That I remember when we started Clone Wars, you were like, wait, like what was that movie that we saw?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's just a glimpse, but
there's definitely a glimpse of like definitely a little, glimpse of light of hope. Like you can see a slight more brightness in their characters. I definitely sensed that in this episode. It was definitely, it didn't feel as, because I know you said flat in the last one when it came to their interactions and dynamic. I definitely felt more of their characters.
There was more action.
More there this time.
There was also more action, and I think if you, it's easier to like pace things when you know when the climactic battle will happen, but like the real life stuff, like the moments in between. How do you? And that's what the part one was basically the moments in between, and there was like little like battles here and there, but there was a lot of like airship fights and tense lightsaber battles and like back-to-back stuff, and there was the tension of getting to the facility and people like looking at them as they're passing by, and it was really well played out. And I think, editing wise, it was a lot easier to edit because of that. There was a momentum probably in the writing as well. So
it's to what Dad was saying earlier about Balin and his apprentice. I also think that maybe what makes it more rich for them, I believe too, is the new original characters, so they can make them their own.
Yeah.
And the foundation and the thing that they create.
But why couldn't Ahsoka and Sabine do the same?
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm trying to get at is like, okay, so they have that, right? Ahsoka and Sabine already had this amazing foundation, so the question mark of why couldn't they have that as well? And
was what I said in the first episode.
But the reason better be good, I guess.
I think it's a disservice that this story is trying to continue something that was so well established. It's hard to jump back on that train.
Maybe that's why it's hard. It's subconsciously something that we can't help but compare, because you have the likes of the voice acting and the performances by the voice actors. And any new clarity, Dad, or fortified thoughts from?
I think I just have to accept that this is how it's going to be.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to get any better. I don't think it's fair for me to have an expectation that I'm going to see a spark of more organic authenticity when it comes to. And I'm very focused right now on our three main actresses or actors. You have. Here's the thing. I have this word on my mind: banter. When you look at Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker in Attack of the Clones, when they're in that when they're chasing in the assassin in Coruscant, the way they talk to each other, the banter between them, it's so entertaining. Because it's playful. It's rebellious on Anakin's part, and Obi-Wan's like the older brother, like kind of loves that he's so annoying, but wants to keep him like in check. There's so many layers of relationship there. That's not here right now.
Well, of course,
it's just
understandably so, because it's not Anakin and Obi-Wan, but there's got to be something. Just a little glimpse of something, even if it's like a fraction of a fraction.
What I'm having to let go of is, and maybe this is my mistake, is to have
such a high expectation.
Yeah, I think what's happening is I feel like I'm watching three actors that know what's going to happen. The stakes are not high.
Interesting.
They know, like Ahsoka knows, not just because she's Ahsoka, but she knows that there's no real stakes. Like Sabine's going to come back. And she also doesn't seem to have any opposition if she does come back. Hera feels like she knew that Ahsoka would say yes to her returning, to Sabine returning. Sabine, I mean, it's in the thumbnail. We knew she was going to cut her hair. And so therefore the actress, it feels this way at least. I'm not saying this is true. There's no risk. Will Ahsoka take me back?
It doesn't allow us to like second guess if it'll actually happen.
Yeah,
there's
and
almost
maybe
a sense of like, what's gonna happen? Is she gonna do this or that?
And maybe that's the choice she made. She's like, well, I'm not doing this for Ahsoka. As Sabine, I'm playing this moment here, but I'm doing this for myself. I'm cutting my hair for myself. And for Ezra. But even that is so like, it's just not.
And like the fact that they're like a brother and sister to each other, like I thought there was.
Me too.
I thought there was something romantic. There's so much more.
That's very interesting.
There's a stronger drive if you love somebody romantically then like, oh, I mean, of course, I would go to the ends of the earth for you, Jimmy.
I was just gonna say that.
But like, you don't feel that either. You don't feel that
in the
either.
show. There were some implications.
You know,
there were some implications of it potentially being. I mean, to the point where we started theorizing that Rey was Sabine and Ezra's child. Like, you don't just start theorizing that because
No, but to your point, like I would also be extremely driven to go get
worse
my
than
sister.
being friend zoned.
If that was it.
But like, it's you got to pick one and you got to go all the way with it. There's certain things like that. It's just a relationship that we don't. I mean, on a general audience level, you don't really understand, and then for us that do understand it, it's not what we remember.
Yeah.
So it's like, so what are
It's interesting, man.
It's interesting. Yes.
You know what it is too that I have embedded in my memory at the D23 event when the 3 actresses were sitting in that like center stage table thing. Yeah. Their chemistry was so electric, and it was interesting, and I got psyched
Something's like holding them back. It's
I
weird.
don't know what it is. It's driving me crazy because I keep wanting more. I'm like, come on. Jab at each other just a little bit more.
It's funny because like we're not even asking more of the story, we're asking more from the characters, and usually it's the other way around, which is weird.
And don't get me wrong, there was a little bit more of that in this episode
there was.
than the first one.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
it was better.
in the beginning with Sabine working on the robot, there was a sense of her there was a little bit more tension there that was I can't believe I said tension. There was a little bit more back and forth, a little bit more of that ping pong game of who's gonna win this little battle.
And like the thing about like, I say you should do it here. Well, you're not in the room.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was really
great.
funny.
Well,
Right now, I'm loving the droid.
That's the other thing
Yes.
too. Is it's kind of strange that Ahsoka would ask Sabine to do the whole severed head of the robot thing if she's still healing. It's like little things like that too. It's like, again, the character choices as to why you would do that.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, man. It's interesting.
It's for me. It's like, who is Ahsoka to Sabine, and that's what I'm very curious about. Even
the way what we've seen so far, there's not enough specificity.
It's like, I wonder if it just makes you wonder what they.
Maybe they didn't specify it. I'm not sure.
That's listen.
So
it's a tough
interesting.
job.
Now, if it's supposed to be like a growing thing where maybe they didn't even have enough time to have that connection, I'm curious to see Ahsoka and Sabine's dynamic in the first place in Star Wars Rebels, because I'm trying to remember their interactions. I mean, again, I was little when we watched it, so I almost want to go back and rewatch those episodes to see what kind of dynamic they even had in the first place. Because honestly, I'm forgetting, and I don't have a full memory of it either. So it's curious to see if Ahsoka is gonna become someone to Sabine, as like a leader, as an older sister.
Like, quite frankly, here's how I kind of see it. Hera, in my opinion, wouldn't be asking Ahsoka politely. She'd almost be, like, nudging her. Like, what? Like, to give her a chance. Like, why are you being so hard-headed? Like, create conflict. You get to know characters. Introduce characters through conflict and how they handle conflict, whether it's dialogue, right? And so that's kind of what we're missing. There's no conflict between them.
Yeah.
It's like when Beyblades just spin and they never clash. It's like, bro, how much I want to put my hand down in the stadium and like move them?
So
I love that.
So
clash. That's why we spun you in the first place.
Right. So
let it
to that
rip.
Point, I think that's why Hera might have felt a little odd at times, just because the way she was written for these 2 episodes was really just to kind of
it
move
just
things
bumps me
along.
out. It's already been almost 2 hours of our lives where we watched 2 episodes. And for us to feel this way after almost 2 hours, it's like a movie, like already.
Yeah, we're almost done with
tough.
A New Hope.
There's a lot of things that are like exciting and
Yeah,
promising,
yeah, Hope's
like
exciting.
certain characters like Balin and stuff like that.
There is something to look forward to.
And again, like you said, that some things in this episode that really stood out about these main 3, Hera, Ahsoka, and Sabine. But there are concerns. There are things in there that are like, huh.
I love what you're zeroing in on, though, Jemmy, when you talk about Sabine and how she sees Ahsoka. Because if I was playing the role, or if you were playing the role, which makes no sense, and if I was coaching you, I would say, if Hera is like mom, Ahsoka needs to be like your Mother Teresa. Someone you're like aspiring to be. Like she's Queen of England or something. Some higher form of existence that you're like, I don't think I can get there. and when you let her down, and yet she abandons you, like she just straight up leaves you. How does that not like just totally rock your world?
Yeah.
And then how do you not now everything you do you can't help but just like want to get back at her for that? It's just not there.
Yeah.
If you tell her like, oh, she's like your sister, or like that friend that just kind of left, and
It's not okay.
It's not enough.
And
It's not
Sabine, as we know, when you look at Sabine on the page, right, and you look at the history of Sabine in Rebels, I remember her being a firecracker.
Yeah.
She had fire.
Yeah,
about her.
she was like spicy.
She was fierce, spicy. Yeah, you see all these things we can remember as
you know.
Yeah, but she also lost Ezra.
Yeah, but this is not the reaction.
So
and that's
I
okay.
think
That's
that- and I
that's
also
the truth.
wonder. I also wonder if because I don't remember. Maybe you guys can clarify the whole Jedi thing. Like, did Sabine want to be a Jedi? And like, was that indicated? You know, does she see Ahsoka in that way originally, or was that something that was adjusted in terms of her
Yeah.
character?
Did she force-
Because I remember when we saw
That's
the end of
interesting.
Rebels, I just saw it. I was like, dang, these two extremely powerhouses.
I thought she
of
was gonna
women
try to
are about to band together in their own strengths
like
to go
a
find
Bo-Katan and
Ezra.
Ahsoka Tano,
I
like,
thought she was
Right.
gonna be the one to bring back Mandalore or something.
No, she gave
No.
she gave the darksaber to Bo-Katan and
Oh,
Rebels.
right. So that was. I mean,
But-
that's taken care of. That's fine.
What I'm saying, what I'm trying to get at is, if the beginning of their conflict or their tension,
Yeah.
or their motive, or like you said, how Sabine sees Ahsoka, if that in itself is off in this, then,
Yeah.
you know, it's gonna feel weird, especially for people like us who watched Rebels,
Yeah.
because we have that foundation.
We're supposed to know,
But-
but you know, we're,
When
I'm
we're,
sure
like,
people that haven't seen that show also kind of feel like, you know, what's
little strange, yeah.
what's going on here. Or they probably have questions as to what that relationship was like.
Yeah.
because I know you might have missed some of
Yeah.
it, Mom, but you have an idea.
I didn't
like
miss
a good,
too much of
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah, I saw
So-
the most of it.
Maybe you've never seen it. Let us know down in the comments.
Yeah, well, I think we need to close this up and wait
Yeah,
for the
just-
next
We're
one.
probably going to be talking about
Yeah.
it until the
I
next
know.
episode.
There's a lot to say, but I think until we continue to see it. And,
I mean, we're still here for the ride and give
Yeah.
our
Yeah,
thoughts. And
we'll
it's,
ride
it's
it.
Star Wars, and like we said, there is still a lot in this that's like very exciting and very interesting. We still have Thrawn to meet. We still have all of that, and
Isn't Anakin
maybe by that
supposed to
point,
be in this
I mean,
somewhere?
yeah. I
Maybe a
mean,
flashback.
again, there's still a good amount. I think 8
Yeah.
episodes or 6, maybe, right? Something like that. Maybe there's 9 episodes, and
6
there's
is
still a
the
good
Marvel
amount
number.
to dive into.
Yeah.
That we can enjoy. So anyway, guys, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for listening to our thoughts if you've made it this
Our
far. If
ramble.
you guys are here, yeah, we continue to press on with hope and yeah, just giving our honest thoughts.
Our honest thoughts, because we love these characters and we love
Yeah.
Star Wars,
Yeah,
and it's
we do.
like
Yeah.
we don't want to beat it up, because I also know it's also hard to do
It
something
is,
like
it
this.
is.
Like everything looks beautiful, like everything is done well. It's just I think also because we're also writers and we love
Yeah.
taking on or like doing stuff. We love the show. We want it to be good.
yes, thank you guys for being here with us.
Thank you, and meet us down in the comments. Let us know what you guys thought of this episode. If you agree with us, if you disagree, any theories you have, to
Anything that we
next
said
episodes.
that maybe resonated with you, maybe made you laugh.
Just meet us in the comments. We'd love to hear what you
Made
guys
you
have to
cry.
say. And remember, you guys can have access to these uncut watch-alongs that we do to these episodes and to any episode reactions, movie reactions. If you want to have access to those videos and other MaJeliv exclusive content, you guys can check that out by becoming a member of this channel, whether through our Patreon with the link in the description or the squad up above, or by becoming a member on YouTube by clicking that join icon next to the subscribe button. So you have 2 ways to have access to the MaJeliv Insider content.
Get
Besides
inside,
that, you
come on.
guys go out there, spread your light, and have a MaJeliv day. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.